Welcome to WenMint, Cardano Culture and NFTs. I'm the Machinist. CMDR is here too, and we have the one and only, the illustrious Lil Sook from Lil Sappys. Lil Sook from Lil Sappys. I like the alliteration.
The Lil Lils.
Yeah, the Lil Lils. Here to join us. So this is really cool. Lil Sook, what's up? How are you? Thank you for hanging out.
Hey, thanks for inviting me here. Really excited to share our Lil Sappy vibes with my Machinist and CMDR, and really happy to share what's behind the scenes, who we are as a team, and share with you more exciting updates and news.
Hell yeah, this is going to be super, super exciting. And make sure everyone out there, right? If you're listening to this, that's great, right? We're on every major podcast platform. But if you want to see it, if you want to see our smiling faces, go to the Spotify app. We'll be there in video, IRL, not really IRL. We're not living inside your phone, but it's nice to pretend. And while you're there, subscribe and rate the show, because why not? It's free. Right. So just do it. And at the end of the show, we do have a pretty big announcement for everyone. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, we're just going to jump right into this. But before we do, there's something very important that everyone that comes on our show has to do, because protecting our listeners is the most important thing. So we disclaim them. And Lil Sook agreed to disclaim our listeners. So if you could, Lil Sook, please proceed to disclaiming everyone.
WenMint is for educational purposes only. Nothing said or alluded to within this program represents the views, opinions, and/or ideology of WenMint, its hosts, guests, affiliates, partners, and/or related social media platforms. In other words, believe nothing we or I say. We don't even believe half the shit that comes out from our mouths, and we are the ones saying it. We love y'all. DYOR. Bitches and motherfuckers.
Yes.
Well done. Thank you so much.
The emphasis on bitches is what put it all together.
Right? Oh my goodness.
100%.
I almost went to the next one too, but you got.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. So Lil Sappys. Now, everyone, just to start, I got to say, we were talking about this before we started recording, but one of the best things about what you guys are doing is, for the first time in a long time, right, you see people really excited in this space about something. Feels like the bull market again. And it hasn't been like that in a while. And it's all because of Lil Sappys deciding to come to Cardano. So thank you for that. But before we dig into everything that you guys have going on with the project, let's hear a little bit about you, Lil Sook. Who are you? Where you're from? How'd you get into crypto? All that good stuff.
Yeah, happy to share more. And thanks again for inviting me. Let's see where to start. I live in Korea, so at the center of Korea, which is Seoul, and joined the crypto space in 2018. And actually, I think I've heard of crypto like in 2016, like very early days. And somebody explained to me the concept of blockchain. And when I heard that, I was like, this person that's relaying this information, he's definitely a big liar or a scammer. Or second, this person is like Jesus. So when I heard about blockchain, I felt like this can be absolute truth or absolute lie. Like there can't be a middle ground for this. And that night, actually, I remember I was kind of like freaked out that this kind of technology existed. And then that night, I couldn't kind of fall asleep. It kind of brought me like a chilling feeling. But the next day, I thought, because at that time, I was actually doing my own IT startup. That's why I got to heard about blockchain early. And then I just thought, okay, this man is explaining to me about blockchain because he's a scammer. So that year, 2016, I just decided to ignore him. And then in 2018, the CTO that was working with me said one day, I'm interviewing for a company that is doing blockchain. I was like, what? Blockchain? It still exists. And it like gave me goosebumps. I'm like, you don't even know blockchain. What do you mean blockchain? And he's like, well, it's the new thing. It's the new technology. And I'm there for it. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, since you are good at marketing, why don't you apply for a marketing manager position along with me? So I was like the Lil Sook then too. Like I kind of like tagged along with him to the interview and I made it. And that was the
Nice.
first time I worked for an ICO project in Korea. And since then, I've been one of the earliest like marketing professionals in Korea. So I worked with a lot of L1s, DFs, and then went on to work for ARC, which is also a very early, like 2017 a layer one project from France. So I used to work there as a marketing manager. And then you know how the space is spinning up so fast and wild. NFTs came out, drew up huge attention, and it was so much fun for me than explaining the board, you know, technological thing, the back end thing that happens in blockchain. And I
Right.
was like, I really want to get my toes into NFTs and Web3. So that's how I was actually a Spaces host before doing any of
Oh,
minting or working as a part of the team. The reason why was because I wanted to pick up knowledge fast and also want to interview the best in the industry. So I actually interviewed DeLuca, who's the CEO of Pudgy Penguins. I also interviewed Mango, who's the co-founder of Lil Sappys right now. So this industry is really tight. We get to know each other really fast. I'm sure Machinist and CMDR, you know pretty much what I mean. Like you get to know that person in a like a personal level and also get to know about the project like in deep like level
yep.
as well. So yeah, that gave me a lot of exposure. I was doing this daily spaces, not daily, weekly daily host, and I hosted like 30 plus episodes. And at that time I was picked to work as a CMO for a Ethereum project. So yeah, I've been working there, and then yeah, the time just flew, and there was a bear market. There's a semi bull market right now, and then happy to join the Lil Sappys as one of the co-founders. Hopefully, I didn't bore you too much with my journey,
Hey,
but
that is an extensive resume, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. I think it's kind of impossible to not uh, have to talk about that for a minute because that is you have a lot going on. 2017, 2018. There's I don't think I've talked to that many people that have actually been involved for that long. So that is insane. Yeah.
I still believe myself to be like still early. Like, you know, I still feel like I'm a baby. I don't understand everything that this industry has to offer. And that's why like I try to be diligent, you know, keep on upgrading myself, keeping in touch with everything, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we all are because, crypto in general is still in its infancy. So,
Right.
um, I don't think we've seen anything yet, to be honest. Like the next 5 or 10 years is when it's really going to blossom and turn into
Hmm.
to what we're going to be seeing for the rest of our lives. So we're
Right.
all very early. We're all still learning, and hopefully
Hmm.
we can all find our place here.
Right.
Right.
And you know what they say, right? Show me the man that says he knows everything, and I'll show you the man that knows nothing. So there's always something else to learn. And I gotta say, just having that kind of background, it's obviously it's impressive for you, but it's great for little Sappies as well, right? Because
Hmm.
there's a founder there that's been here, right? That's
Hmm.
been here through the ups and downs, that knows people in the NFT ecosystem, right? Because you guys are new to Cardano. So a
Hmm.
lot of people here are like, who are these people? And a lot
Right.
of but so it's good to know that there is that extended history, right? Like I've been here, I've been working in this space trying to better it. I understand it. I have connections. I know how to make this work. It's not just some random person showing up and saying, "Hey, I'm just going to make an NFT project," and with
Exactly.
zero Twitter history, zero blockchain knowledge, like just no.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That, I mean, adding to your point, like one of the first replies that we got from the Cardano fan was, why are both of your co-founders like they have previous Twitter accounts that are suspended, right? Actually, it was so coincidental. Like, I mean, I don't want my Twitter account to be banned or suspended. It just happened because Ellen wanted that to happen. And that also happened to Yummy, and it was at that time, and Mango was suggesting, Sook, can you get your another like alternative account while you wait for your freedom, right? So I was
Right.
like, I just want to wait until 2024. But he's like, no, I think you have to set it up now. So I did that like in the second week of the summer, and then now it's grown to almost about 1K followers. But yeah, it was funny. Like people are concerned, and I think it's very legit that they ask these kind of questions and they check who we are and look at our backgrounds and stuff like that.
Right. It is good. Right. And
Mm-hmm,
the Cardano space is still young. So
mm-hmm,
not too long ago, maybe a year ago, people weren't doing research like that. They were just kind of
mm-hmm,
driving at 1,000 miles per hour
Yeah.
directly into the Web3 wall, and hopefully they didn't total themselves and
Yep.
get wrecked. But look at this.
Minting
Look,
everything and just
everything.
playing the game,
Yeah.
hoping it pumped. Yep.
Now, I need everyone to look at this screen share here. This is Little Sook's Twitter account, right? The handle is at Pudgy Sook. I swear to God, if she is not over 1,000 followers by the time this episode airs, there's going to be problems. Okay, so let's make this happen, people. All right, come on. Uh,
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get into this a little bit because I have some questions that I think everybody wants to know. So
Mm-hmm,
number one, and I'll try and make this as brief as possible. Um, why did you come to Cardano for starters? There's a
mm-hmm,
lot of people that want to know why you came over to Cardano. How
mm-hmm,
did you link up with the Ape Society, right? And
mm-hmm,
what are the plans for Little Sappies over here? Like, because I see you guys have I see you have the Sappy Seals. I see you have the what is it, Pixelverse, the game coming out.
mm-hmm.
So, how does all of this link to what you guys have going on over on Ethereum?
Gotcha. Okay, first to start with your first question, why Cardano, right? I think when the team was preparing for the mint, of course, we considered deeply which chain would be the best fit for Lil Sappys. Uh, but actually, I think we were on a consensus right on spot that we try out a different chain other than the Ethereum. I think it's too packed over here. We know what the communities are like and what the projects are doing. We are very like well equipped in that sense. But we wanted to try like a blue ocean basically where we have opportunities, we find a new community. And Sappy Seals is already on Ethereum, right? So I think the 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 right way to put it is we really wanted to take our journey to cross chain, and we wanted to bring more diverse community, I guess, into reshaping Lil Sappy's, because I think Sappy Seals is more like I wouldn't say it's conservative or rigid, but it would be compared to Lil Sappy's. I think we are more dynamic. We and that was like reflected in all the things that we do in terms of building the community, incorporating the traits, deciding which chain to be on. All of these were more. We wanted to be more decentralized, more accommodative, and expand on Sappy Seals IP. I think the end goal of our project is really to expand on the Sappy space, like the Sappy's IP, and how to do it best. We thought that at the end of the day, we go to Cardano because that's where the drama is. That's where the Machinist and CMDR is.
yeah.
We wanted to ARF
Yes.
as loud as possible, and I think we did that very successfully. The first basis was titled that way. It was like, are you guys ready for the drama? Like, I mean, I think Charles was also invited for this piece as well. So I think we were a drama from day one, and that's exactly what we wanted. And how did we link up with tasks? Actually, I think that wasn't like something that came like in the high, like after a lot of thoughts or thinking. I think that was like on the first checklist. if we were to go to Cardano, we work with TAS. Like, we definitely needed people who are very familiar with Cardano, having that more like experience, who to connect, where to go, all this stuff. And we did actually receive so much help in terms of preparing that in stages, or else we wouldn't have been able to, have all this resources readily available. And I think it would have taken us forever to prepare for the project. So really thank the Ape Society, and also felt again like how strong the Cardano Society is. The day that we made the introduction in the task spaces, like the machinist had previously mentioned, there were so many people in my DMs, including you, and I felt so welcomed. Like I felt so much strength in the Cardano Society. They were so welcoming, and they were like, "Oh, we can't wait for you guys to launch in Cardano." And I think that just made our whole team to feel like, oh, we should be more prepared. We should be more perfect. We should don't just preach like the words, but like really deliver something that would make the community happy. And we are already in those stages where we are talking about the plushies. We are already talking about the merch. We are already talking to partners, even prior to the mint. And I always tell Mango, like, why don't we talk about this post mint? Like, I mean, we haven't even minted yet, but we have so many things like in the pipeline, and I'm truly excited for that too, right? And I don't even care about actually the mint details. I don't even know the supply. I don't know when the date is. Like, even though I'm a co-founder, and I always ask my team, like, I'm a co-founder, I have a right to know when things are minting or what the price is gonna be. But I still, like, when I go to spaces or podcasts, I can't even answer that question, right? But it's just because we want to make everything, uh I guess, perfect and ready to go. We don't want to disappoint anyone. We don't want to be like, oh, you guys minted and this is a flaw, and that is because you were new to Cardano and blah blah blah, right? We want to make everything perfect, and we want to meet your expectations. So we'll get there. And when this podcast is out, I'm sure we are around the corner. Very excited for that. And what are the plans for Lils? I kind of touched based on that while I was like, explaining our journey, why Cardano and how we came to work with TAS. But I think there's so many exciting opportunities on our way because, first of all, the Sappy Seals, they don't have a presence in Asia yet. The team is in the West, in UK, and people, and there are people that understand the culture here too, right? They've never really bonded with the Asian society or the partners here, but there's a different type of Web3 community, of course, here, and as energetic as the West. And I think it's really a good time to tap into them. And Mango and I have definitely our deep roots and love for Asia. So I think we definitely value the cute IPs in Asia, and think that Sappy Seals IP can really open a lot of doors for us uh, to expand in Asia. So really looking forward to that.
Absolutely. What do you think, man? It's pretty good answers, huh?
Yeah, I'd say so. So the only thing that I would say is like, for one, you said that you guys plan to deliver and that the reception that you've gotten here has been awesome. I would just like to say the flip side of that, and take this with a grain of salt, is make sure you deliver, because the community here can literally turn on a fucking dime.
Oh, they're vicious.
When,
Right.
They're
like
vicious,
you
man.
said,
But
so
that's why
uh,
I think it was good, right, that you joined with TAS, or they're working with the Ape Society, because it was a smart idea,
yes,
right? You're like,
Mhm.
absolutely.
we're not in this market. We want to get with someone that can tell us how this market moves, right? Can
Yep.
hook us up with the right people, right? How we need to do this. Because yes, NFTs are NFTs, whether you're on Ethereum or Cardano or wherever the hell you are. But the communities are much different, right? And they move differently and they expect different things. So that was a super smart move, I think, honestly,
I
partnering
got
with
to give a
someone like
shout
that.
out to Taz, by the way. So, people were trying to sell their whitelists on Cardano. I think a couple of people actually did it, and
Oh,
Congo
Congo. Yep.
Congo came onto Twitter and he was like, "If you bought a whitelist, we are not going to recognized that, and I was dying. I was absolutely dying because people were out there doing everything that they could to try and get their hands on a whitelist for this, literally buying them for ADA. And he was like, "Yeah, sorry, but we're going to actually make this a fair whitelist where you can't just purchase your way in." So, shout out to the Ape Society for
Yeah.
doing that. That
We
was
got to
pretty
get
pretty awesome.
we got to get Congo on here. Cardman's been on here. Cardman was on here to
Mm-hmm.
talk about
I
Ape
don't know if
Society and season 1, but I never
Congo's
got.
so hard to reach out to, though.
Well, you're watching this, my friend, so get your ape
Yeah.
butt on here, man. We'll have a good time. I'm
Yeah.
trying to find his that post, but that was I remember when he said that, right? And he stuck his head out and just said, "Hey, like this isn't happening," right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
important too that people do that because who's to say that they were actually selling a real whitelist? I saw whitelist giveaways for Lil Sappys that people were saying like, "I do not have a whitelist to give away," and hundreds of people were interacting because all they saw was Little Sappys and whitelist somewhere in the freaking posts, and they just they went
Uh,
nuts.
yeah.
So it was ripe for people to take advantage of each other, and they didn't want to
Welcome
see
to
that
DGen
happen.
Cardano.
Oh
Welcome to
my
DGen
goodness.
Cardano. Yeah.
Um,
So,
anyway,
so you don't know when the mint is?
I know the approximate date.
don't lie to us,
For
little
those
suck.
for
We're
those of
friends
you
now. We're friends
for
now.
those
Don't lie to us.
for
Will it
those
be
of
released?
you
Will it be released in a week? Will you be able to tell people in a week?
in a week we have the Lunar New Year in Asia, so which means it's like a
Yep.
Thanksgiving. Like people are traveling to their homes and having a family time, feeding themselves. So I think it's actually not a good time to mint during Lunar New Year. People won't
No,
be
no, no,
on
no,
their
no.
PCs a lot, so we're gonna wait for that to pass. So I think I've given the approximate uh, date right now. So
Okay.
it wouldn't be like a stealth mint prior to Lunar New Year.
Well, that's one thing I would say, is and you guys probably know this, I'm sure with Ape Society involved, a lot of people in this space, right? They may have their ADA tied up in loans on levy and things. So it's
Hmm.
always good
Yes.
to have a couple weeks heads up so people can
Hmm.
let those loans mature and they can get their ADA back.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you may have a lot of people that want to mint that they're like, crap. Well, my
Yeah.
funds are tied up.
So to be specific about that, most loans on levy go for 14 days, and
Hmm.
anybody who's trying to make money in this space right now is loaning on levy. So a
Right.
majority of their liquidity is likely locked up in
Hmm.
loans for a minimum of 14 days. So if you
Hmm.
guys have plans to like release announcements on mint and stuff like that, and you want people to be liquid for the mint, at
Hmm.
least a 2 week notice would probably be good.
Yeah,
Just
but they
just a
probably
word
know
of
that.
advice.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that the apes
Yeah.
told him that, who
Oh,
knows?
yeah. But I think
Yeah.
this is really like a very helpful tip, useful for our team. Yeah, definitely. We don't know about these things, so great.
I'm just speaking for myself because I'm illiquid right now because all of my
Yeah.
ADA is
That's
Yeah.
actually
all it
Yeah.
loans
is.
on
He
levy
doesn't
right
he doesn't care about anyone else. He
now.
just wants to
Yeah.
make sure he
Yeah.
can mint.
So CMDR can be ready as much as possible. So it's not going to be during Lunar New Year, but it's going to be in February. So yeah,
Mm,
there's
Ooh,
your hit.
okay.
pay
That's
attention,
good.
February
That's
is
people.
going to be the Lil
you
Sappy
you
month.
see how we just dragged that out of you.
Dragged it out of
It's
her.
gonna be in February. Yes.
Now on
Yeah.
to the mint price. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
That's right. Yeah. So
I want to be looking out for CMDR.
so
You need
is
to
there
because
gonna
he
be
doesn't
a
look out for himself. Oh,
No,
sorry.
I don't. No, I don't. I'm a terrible person when it comes to looking out for myself. Um, are you guys going to create a Cardano Little Sappys Discord, or is this all going to be going
Oh,
through the Sappys Discord like on Ethereum?
That's a good
yeah.
question.
I think everybody's been asking about that because like prior to Mint, we didn't set up the Discord community. And that was also because we wanted things to be channeled to like one official account. We don't want people like double checking, cross checking, going to Discord, coming back to Twitter to make sure everything's right. I mean, there's so many scams through like acting like even Twitter, right? You know, there's the Twitter with a gold mark or blue ticker, and you just
Right.
think that's an official one, but actually not, you know. So we just don't want to disperse information across a lot of, different channels. And then after this is minted, I think we're gonna create the community, probably in the shape of being in the same channel with Sappy Seals.
Okay,
Cool.
so
All
we're going to
right.
be forced to come over to the Ethereum side, is what you're saying.
It's not a different Discord for Ethereum, bro.
No, no.
No, no, it will be actually the drama war zone for Seals. I hope they're prepared.
That should be really interesting to see the Cardano community coming from Little Sappys over to the actual Sappys Discord, and like seeing the way that Cardano and Ethereum kind of intermingle with each other in the conversations that happen there. I mean, because this could go two ways, right? Like it could be an absolute shit show. It could be just like an all out battle royale brawl in the Discord, or it could be one of the most major catalysts for cross-chain collaboration in the space, right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
I really hope that you guys manage that very well, because Cardano is drama. So
Yeah, but it's
good
I
so
think
luck.
it'll be
funny. Like
great.
I think everybody, like our team, Web, everybody was preparing ourselves for the drama. But so far, it's been so peaceful. We haven't really seen drama. So maybe post mint after we bring the communities together.
Yes, we're in the hype phase
Yeah.
right now. We're in the
It'll
hype
be
phase right
it'll
now.
be like that scene in Anchorman with the different news teams all having the street fight. No,
That's
I'm
great.
sure everyone will get it. Cardano's nice.
Como
Everyone
esta,
in this
bitches?
community is nice. One thing
Everybody,
I
oh,
I should ask, because I heard this in a space the other day, and I answered it for you, got kinda the question, not for you. But somebody said, "Is this backed by Sappy Seals? Or is this just a derivative that somebody's making?" Because we've had like a Bored Ape Cardano Club, right? Was a derivative on here that everyone gave a bunch of hate because it wasn't officially attached to the original. Now I know you guys are coming from over the right. Wob's involved. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but just to get it out there and be sure, I just wanted to ask the question so you can answer it, so everyone listening can hear whether or not this is truly attached to Sappy Seals.
I think the best way to answer this, like very straight and clear, is WAB, and we use the word franchise, not derivative, right?
Excellent.
There's actually a difference in that connotation. Derivative, everybody can make it. I can make it today, right? But
Right.
franchise is a little different. A franchise means it complies to what the mother company wants, right? That we are keeping the IPs intact. We always talk to our mother company, right? And the mother company supports us in a way that they can, right? But it's a two different entity for sure. Rab is not our team. We are not, part of Rab's team, but
Right.
we are like a family, I would say. So I think there's no war going on between the Sappy Seals and the Lil Sappies. I mean, everybody is one family over there right now. So that I think that kind of clearly gives you the answer. I'm not sure like how well more to elaborate on that, but yeah,
I think that's
that
perfect. Yeah, that's
okay.
perfect because
Okay.
it was just, I in spaces, a lot of people had questions about it. And I said, no, this is, I don't know if it's truly attached to two companies in one way or another, but it is supported by Sappy Seals, right? They know what's going
Yeah.
on. This is, it's almost like a sister project. Like you said, a
Yeah.
franchise. That's a
Yeah.
great way to put it.
And then it was
So
so funny. I'm so sorry, but
no,
this
no,
is
you're
so
good.
No,
funny
You're
go
that you
good.
ahead.
missed out.
Go
So
ahead.
I really wanted to add. So the other day, Web used this meme of Lil Sappy's, and it was like, when I go to the powder room, when I say I go to the powder room, it means I'm boofing ketamine. And like somebody was like, laugh my ass off, right? But for me, like I'm Asian,
Hell
so I
yeah.
don't get it. I'm like, what does this mean? So I actually Google like boofing as
Oh my
ketamine, like on
goodness.
Google, but I
Oh
still didn't
God.
get why. Why? But I was like, why is this funny, right? So like I had this pinned up in a spaces asking the Cardano spaces host to explain to me why this is funny, right? And then all of a sudden, Wab comes up to the spaces. He wasn't invited. He didn't know that spaces was going on. And then he finds his tweet like pinned up in the top, right? So like like there's a little bit too much of support, I think. Web doesn't have to come to every single spaces I'm in, but he does definitely make that appearance just to show, we're good. Yeah.
Right. And if you're talking about him boofing things, I think that's kind of like the WAB signal, right? Like the bat signal. He's gonna come. I mean, you're kind of asking for it at that point.
Boofing ketamine, huh?
Listen.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to look that up myself, honestly.
Oh, I
Yeah.
could tell you all about it. Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk after the
Oh
show.
no.
Yeah. It's
So I want to kind of piggyback off of what Ken said, if you don't mind, and I'm going to be kind of the elephant seal in the room here with this
oh,
question.
Mhm.
here we go.
You like that elephant
That was
seal?
good.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people in the space. I've had a lot of conversations about this project coming over to Cardano, and I think some air needs to be cleared on something, right? So there's a lot of
Mhm.
people on Cardano that have this feeling that Ethereum projects and Ethereum influencers and stuff like that, they come over to the space and they use Cardano as basically like a way to extract liquidity from the community, and then they just go back to Ethereum. So
Mm.
I've heard a lot of talk in certain circles that this is basically just like a liquidity extraction event. And for those people that are saying that, what would your answer be to that? Like, what is Little
Mm.
Sappy's going to do for Cardano to help our space grow and be better, instead of just the general talk of Ethereum people coming over here and just taking liquidity out of the space?
Gotcha. Uh, we want to be like DeGods, but we want to be different from DeGods. I don't want to pinpoint at a project, but this I think would give like a accurate analogy in the sense that when we talk about Solana, nobody cannot think of like DeGods. When they think of Solana, DeGods come to like that's that like the top of the mind thing, right? And later they shifted back and forth, like you said. They went back to Ethereum, and they're like, "Oh, shall we go back to Solana?" That like move itself is not really great for the holders. They feel like, then why did you mint it in Solana in the first case? Like, and then they spend all of their money and time waiting for announcements. They don't know when to move. Is it now time to pack? Unpack. It brings so much like chaos to the community, and we sure do not want that to happen. So I think we want to be like DeGods in the fact that when you think about Solana, you think about DeGods. When you think about Cardano, we want to be the first project that people think in their minds, like, oh, Lil Sappys, right? So we really definitely want to be the face and be representing the Cardano chain. And then wherever we go, like in IRL events or anything, we really want to support the Cardano Foundation and the community. Like we will try to support as much of those things as possible, and also like get the Cardano Foundation to like think of us when they're planning and doing something. And then I think most recently we actually got an offer from a big platform to be a partner of them. Like um, what would be a good comparison? So it's definitely a platform that brings all these like different NFTs and NFT communities together to vibe. And it would have been so easy if we were just an Ethereum project. We could have already onboarded ourselves like the week after mint, right? But because we are on Cardano, it's already technically difficult. But our team is like, putting our hats around to see what would be the best way for us to just verify the fact that we are Lil Sappy's holders and not, technically have the NFT on Ethereum, but still get to be part of their platform, right? So, yeah, I think these could be like challenges that we will have to overcome, but it's not new to us. And when we overcome them, I think that's when we get the attention and we get the love from the community. Like, well, because we are on Cardano, it's not that we have some uh, setbacks or it's not hindering us to propel forward. I think it should be more of a sign that with Cardano, we were able to do this and that, right? So I think that is we definitely think it as an opportunity, and our team will go on to overcome all of them.
Nice. And I will say, and as the other elephant seal in the room, right?
I
It's
got two elephant seals attacking me.
yeah, you'll be all right.
This was a trap.
No, but it's having, on the flip side, right? We have had a lot of people come in from Ethereum and take advantage of a young space and investors that are not, very knowledgeable in NFTs, right? The space is learning. People are learning to do their research, what they want out of a project. That a project really has to, if you're not building a business, you need to build a brand, something that Sappy Seals is very, very good at, and that this is a franchise, right? That this is acknowledged by Sappy Seals gives Little Sappies that believability that this is going to happen, right? This isn't just some random project, right? This is a project that's backed by a project that's done very big things on Ethereum and has done great things for their holders. And their holders say as much. Like if you look, if we can get Little Sappy's merch, which we can get into in a second, what you're bringing to Cardano and what the plans are for the future, right? Like I went and got this. Like the Sappy Seals merch is awesome, right? Super high quality. It's a lot of fun. I went on the website. Like it's cool. I don't even have a Sappy Seal. If you want to send one to me, please. That's what you need if you need to build a brand and you've done it, right? And you have that knowledge at your fingertips uh, through your partnership or connection with Sappy Seals. So I think, what I would say to those people is this isn't just some rando project or rando person from Ethereum coming over. It's a solid project, that must have good plans. Because if Little Sappies didn't do everything that they're promising, it wouldn't be good for the Ethereum side either, right? And they don't
Mhm.
want that.
Yep.
They
No,
don't
and
want that.
don't get me wrong. Like, I wanted you to be able to make it clear to the community, right? Like through this interview,
Mhm.
exactly what your guys' purposes were over here. And I think as long as you guys deliver, then
Mhm.
all of those doubters are eventually going to be your biggest fans, right? So,
Yeah.
um, I I am looking forward to seeing what you guys do over here because
Mhm.
Cardano is my home turf. I love
Mhm.
Cardano,
Mhm.
and if you can elevate the platform here, like you said, you want to when people think of Cardano, you want them to think of Sappy Seals, which is I think is fucking hilarious because you've got a lot of competition with, especially with like Ape Society and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see that battle going on right there.
We're a
But
different
like,
category. I really
well,
wanna. I
there's
mean,
no
this is not a
categories in Cardano. There's
Sure,
no
there is.
well.
They're primates.
there's winners and there's losers. That's just the way Cardano works. But maybe you guys can share the first place podium. But yeah, if I think if you can come over here and you can do it right and you can elevate Cardano to a different level
Right.
with your brand, then I'm all
Mhm.
for it. Let's rock
Yeah.
and roll.
I think it's right, and
Our, our,
like CMDR said, we ask the hard questions not because they're ours. It's just a lot of people in Cardano are very intent on being polite, and they don't ask questions that, if they're answered, could actually help the project. Right? This is what people are
mhm.
asking in the
Yeah.
space, and we
Yes.
believe in you. We just want people to hear this. That we want them to say,
Right.
like,
Right. Right.
everything you're thinking is fucking nonsense.
So let's get back to the good stuff. Let's talk about Cardano Little Sappy's merch.
Yeah. So, and this is what's happening, right? We're building a brand here.
Yes.
That's really the plan.
Well,
It's not
they're building a brand. You're not.
Oh no.
We are.
Well,
I'm
we
Machinist
just
is
in
already
this
part
room
of the team.
together.
the collective the collective we.
I'm weaseling my way in there. So you're building a brand here, and you
Mhm.
have a lot of experience with that on Ethereum. So
Mhm.
being this has already happened. Well, what's the plan? I don't. I know you don't have published an actual roadmap yet, but after the mint, what are we going at first? Right? What's the first
Mhm.
goal?
There's like already conversations going on. There's so many things I've already seen. So well, yeah, I won't say more in details. But the merch is very tangible. That's all I can say. Like, we are already designing. We are already looking at things, talking to partners, where to manufacture, what to manufacture, blah blah blah. So exciting times. We can't wait for things to happen. And we are all about the quality, but also getting things right, right? So we don't want the seals to look awkward. We want to get the poster right. We want to have the products that people would be liking. I'm really happy and thrilled that Machinist really is in love with the Sappy Seals cup, but that's not really the merch that I would be excited as a woman in Web3. Like,
All
let's
right.
use that
All right.
hashtag
Oh,
now.
I like my cup.
we talking
Don't
like Sappy Seal bikinis
don't
here,
shit on my
or?
cup. I like my cup.
Actually, that is exactly what I was referring to. Like,
Oh.
it would be a dream for
Oh.
me to have like a Sappy Seals bikini and be able to ARF in the beach and like, post that. I think that is what we use these cute IPs for. It's not to sit around, be on your uh desks, like you said, Michelle, you want to give out that like,
Bye.
uh,
Trashing
I'm
the
leaving.
man's
I'm
coffee
out.
cup.
no. I'm not trying to. Uh, yeah,
I
call you
love it.
out, but I want things to be fun, maximizing the IP and something you would be proud of. You want to share online, you want to make it to go viral. That's the thing. We are not consumers, we are investors, like we are stakeholders, right?
Right.
And I think that small thing makes a difference. Like, look at how cool their things are, right? I want to share this. I want to gift this to my cousin. I want to share it with my family. And they don't even have to know this is an NFT, right? This is not an NFT IP. It's just an IP, right? And then for the IP to be really like attractive, things have to come out cute and pretty. That's what I think. And also one of the things that I was actually involved, people don't know, but I concern a lot with the traits and how the art looks, right? Because these are guys that are cooking. I'm not saying like guys and girls are totally different, but Yummy is a guy, Mango is a guy. I'm the only girl in the Lil Sappy's team. And I bring that to the table. Like, I see things and I'm like, okay, I think the shoes need to be more shiny. I think it has to have that, Lady Gaga look to it. Those are like only the remarks that I can make. And I really want that to be um, those small, tiny care to make a big difference.
Did you say shoes?
Yeah, like the shoes. Like, we have shoes. Little Sappies have toes. Have you looked at that?
Wait, they have toes? Look at this
Toes.
Yeah,
guy. I don't see any
Mm.
toes. I see a foot.
I mean that's a foot. Like, that's a
All right.
toe. That's a
Okay.
that's
Oh,
There.
sappy
yeah.
shoes.
Sappy
Nice.
Shiny sappy shoes. Do you
Listen,
guys have pink? Hot pink?
I would wear them.
Of course,
I
that
am
color is
I am a
I would wear
huge
'em.
that's
fan of
it.
hot pink.
And
So
Okay, perfect.
you said something about traits. So are we gonna see Cardano project traits on these little sappies?
Good question. I think we have to look forward to the launch for that.
as
Aw,
you can
it was
see
worth a
on
shot.
your
It was
screen,
worth a
they've
shot.
used me for traits: bald head, headphones, uh, not too
Beautiful.
tall.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
That's
this
right.
excellent.
That is
Um,
the Ken
Together
Little
with the
Sappy right there.
eyeglasses, it will be perfectly you.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, well,
Yes.
you don't get everything right, right? But it'll get better. The mint's not here yet. We can still add glasses.
The
Uh,
the the machinist one of one.
right. Oh my!
Yeah.
You know how many one of
Wow.
ones have been made? I got to show you all my one of ones over the past couple of years that people have made of me. One of them's a coffee bean. My head's a coffee bean. Yeah, and I'm holding a cup that has the
What?
WenMint
That's
logo on it. It's insane.
that's
Um,
fitting. That's very
yeah.
fitting, actually.
But I gotta say, with what you said about the marketing, right? This isn't a Web3 IP; it's just an IP, right? And that's I was very happy to hear it because if you want merch to take off, you're right, right? Having a coffee cup with this on it, right, will appeal to me. It'll appeal to a niche market, right? Because that's what NFTs are, especially Cardano NFTs, right? Crypto itself is a niche, and then within that, you have Cardano, smaller group, then Cardano NFTs, smaller group, right? So it's a tiny little market. But if you really want to hit where you can truly build a brand, you have to look outside of Web3, right? And appeal to those consumers and make something that normal people that know nothing about crypto want to buy and want to share and think's cute and think is fun without knowing that it's an NFT project. So good on them also for getting you on the team because A, females are usually smarter than
Thank you
us.
so much.
Yeah. B, they usually smell better than us in meetings if you have IRL meetings. And three,
Oh
half
my
of your
god.
market, there's not many females in NFTs yet, right? There are, but it's
7% based on the statistics from Thesis and Dysmorphia. Yeah.
right. So we have 7%, well, on their study. But in the real world, that's half of your consumer base. So you have to market to females. So I
Mhm.
think it's awesome. It's definitely a plan that, for success.
I mean, and it's not even just marketing to females. Like I like cute shit.
No, you do.
I'm a fucking anime geek. I like the waifu look and chibis and all that stuff. Like I love cute stuff. And I think the little sappies might be something that I would buy from like a box store or something like that. Speaking of which, when are we going to see little sappy plushies in Walmart?
Yes, that's the plan. That's the goal, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the real trajectory that we really want to see is like that paved by pudgy penguins. I mean, they really started out with not much funds, and it was just that team of ace people that made things come true. And I've really like closely monitored and supported them. I'm a big pudgy builder, so I built the community in here in Korea, the Pudgy Korea. I'm also the part of Pudgy Asia team. So we really communicated, worked together with the team, and see this come to reality, right? And it's always a shock for me to see Pudgy Penguin somewhere in Asia or in the stores, right? It just gives me a goosebump that it's like side by side with other cute dolls.
Right.
And
It's
I
like
think
you
it
made
should,
it.
yes, you made it, right?
Well, that's
So
the
I,
that's the onboarding thing, right? Like
mhm,
merging Web 2 and Web 3 and
right.
and and making everything mainstream and bringing in your regular consumer into the Web 3
Uh-huh.
world. So that's
I
that's one
think,
of the first steps.
yeah, so I think it's really great that Machinist like pulled up our Jiffy. Uh,
I was about to
it's
bring
not
it up. Yep.
actually the count is really small. It's like only 40 some Jiffies that we've created so far. It's because we are working on two things, right? Like finishing up the collection, the arts and traits in there, and also working on this Jiffy. So, uh, we can't do like both things like a powerhouse right now, but still, I think it gives us a good mark, like gives us a good idea how the Sappy Seals IPs can be attractive to the mass. And just looking at the Jiffy, I don't think this is the Web3 community and Cardano fan that's only looking at the Jiffies.
No.
If it was, we wouldn't have been able to hit the 5 million. Uh,
Yeah,
but
5.5 million right now.
yeah,
That's intense, right? Those are
right.
some numbers. And that's the thing. It shows that this is marketable. This brand is possible. What you guys are trying to do can be done. And that's why I brought it up because I was going to say just amazing work on these because if something's memeable, if that's a word, truly memeable, right? You can
Yeah.
really take it places and you guys have knocked it or guys and girls, pardon me, have knocked it out of the park with these things.
Yes.
I mean, they're a ton of
Yes.
fun. And 5.5
Hmm.
million views. That's not just Cardano. That's not just ETH. That's people just on their phone looking for cute, fun things. And this speaks to them. So that's right there. The proof is in the pudding, I think.
Yes. And we can't wait for a big celeb or someone that just, happens to use the Lil Sappy's Jiffy to send their text or, put it on their
That's
Instagram
I
stickers.
love that one. The
Yeah,
get
this
in
one's
one.
great.
The get
Get
in
in.
one is
I
like
think
one
that
of
was
my
the first
favorites.
one I posted.
Yeah, I dig
And
that.
yeah. And we really want to go after that Lil but dangerously. Don't underestimate the power of Lils. Actually, we have like an idiom in Korean that is exactly that. Don't undermine, don't estimate the little pepper because we eat a lot of peppers and it's in our dishes a lot. But if you happen to like bite on one of those little peppers without thinking it's not gonna be spicy, ooh, it
Oh
can
yeah.
get you really spicy, right?
You can get in
So
trouble.
yes. So I'm sure when you had me as a guest, you'll be like, oh, this will be a relaxing spaces, probably she won't be speaking too much. She might speak shy, you know. But and then you come after when you hear the uh disclaimer, and she's like going bitches, whatnot. You know that's when you know, oh, she must be up to something, right?
Absolutely. And you know, speaking of that, I like that little pepper analogy. That's actually really cool. Uh, but you might wanna tomorrow, right? This episode airs, it's pre-recorded. So we're recording this on what the heck day is it? It's the evening of the second, right? Going into the morning of the third, for you, little suck. But tomorrow we're gonna be on Boss Corner, right? With Catnip,
Mm-hmm.
Boss Cat Rocket Club. He used to have, because he's in Taiwan, they were having Asian spaces, right? The whole space would be in Japanese or Chinese or whatever, just to help the community. You
Mm-hmm.
know, just open up to that community. So that might be a fun thing too. He
Yeah.
would, you know, have a Asian market space, because people forget here that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, everyone thinks because we're in the US or the UK or whatever, like this is it, right? This is an English speaking market, NFTs. It's not, right? There's no borders to Web3, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
worldwide. So what you guys are doing, marketing to, especially that market, is huge, especially when it comes to stuff like this. I think we lost CMDR somehow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
He dipped out on us. It says device is not connected. Well, uh, what are you gonna do? We'll see if he comes back. But we have been going for almost an hour, and I know you're super busy. So thank you again for coming on. But before we wrap this up, oh, there he is. God, it
Sorry about
can't find good help nowadays.
freaking animals.
Before we go, are there any final comments, right, that you'd like to say, anything we haven't touched on, or a final call to arms for people out there that obviously a lot of people love what Little Sappies are doing, but some people were a little, you know, edgy, a little nervous, right? Like CMDR pointed out, wondering what the true intention of this project was because of bad experiences with, you know, some not so nice characters from Ethereum.
Yeah, I think actually the team enjoys a little drama, but we are gonna keep everything intact, having fun. We really love the vibes. We are really impressed with the Cardano community. We truly want to be there to really level up the Cardano chain. Of course, like CMDR has said, we might not be as, you know, um, front facing as TAS, but we definitely we want a place on their shoulders. So you can definitely put us in your PFPs on their shoulders if you have a TAS. And then I think this is really a cool project just from an outsider's view, because we bring so many things together in one plate, which is cross chain a movement and effort. We truly want to decentralize the IPs for the community. Like we want the IPs not only be driven by the team, but also by the community. It's so memeable, like Machinist has said. You can do so many fun and cute things with it. And also, we think that the IPs will make it. If it wasn't the Sappy Seals IP or the Pudgy Penguins IP, I would have been doubtful. And you can trust my senses, you can trust my eyes for that. And then I think definitely I am with the super ace, triple ace strong team. Fonzie, our dev, he's even created the Dazuki, which is like a developer community, like a DAO for Azuki fans in Ethereum. He's really great at the dev side. He's also the co-founder of Froggy Friends. Also, Mango brings to play like his career as a project manager and business developer for Froggy Friends, and that's how I got to know him, and I trust his professionalism and friendship. And also for me, like I've been in this industry since 2018. If I was a liar and a scammer, I would already have been, you
Would
know,
have
gone
done
to
it
hell gates
already.
already.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
you would not have seen the little Sook, but thank you. Uh,
I love
That's
that.
the
I
truth,
was
though. It's
waiting
the
for that.
truth.
Actually, I was waiting for
yes,
Hell
that.
yeah.
yeah. So,
You know, to be honest with you, I really hope that you can all come in and stand shoulder to shoulder with Taz, because it would be really interesting to see some competition between the two of you.
But
Friendly competition, because
right.
I know you guys are
I do
partners.
Yeah.
like
So
I do like what Little Sook
it would
said
be
though.
fun
These
to
can be
see.
used on the shoulder of your current PFP, right? So
PFP.
so
Yes.
now, okay, you want your Taz, you want your Boss Cat, you want your what Cardano Croc, whatever. You can still add this to that. It's not like, hey, we're not trying to take your place. We're trying to be there with you. Um and
Exactly.
that
Take
little
your Lil Sappys with you. It's dangerous outside.
hell yeah.
Sounds like a new
Right?
Photoshop trend once the mint happens. Taking some little sappies and just slapping them up on the
Or
shoulders
a
of all
cool
these
little
different
Discord
projects in
bot,
Cardano.
maybe,
Let's
that
make that
somebody
happen.
could make where you just put in your little Sappy asset number and your PFP, and it automatically does it for you. You make stuff easy for people, everyone will do it. But who
Ooh.
knows? What do I know?
Yeah.
I'm not a dev, I'm just an idiot with a microphone.
Meme generator. We love that.
You're an amazing human being, a beautiful, bald
Oh my
human
god.
being
Do you
with a
see what I have to
microphone.
deal with, Lil Suck? This is insane. He's
No.
drunk. Look at
Uh,
you. You're drunk. You
yeah.
always talk nice to me when you're drinking.
It's like my second beer.
Oh,
I'm fine.
I'm a lightweight.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
so glad that you
Wait till later, though.
hey,
Yeah.
I'm
but
so
this
glad that Machinist really invited me over to the spaces. He was so like the gentleman of gentlemen. He really like, wrote this long message, I really want to have you as a guest. And I was like, you don't have to write this politely. But I'll be really happy to talk to you and be on your podcast. Really honored to be on your episode once again, episode 7, which is the lucky number. But really, like
oh,
CMDR has said, we really won't let you down. Really look forward to hitting all those marks and making you proud, making the Cardano fam proud.
hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah. And will you be repping on the Boss Cat space tomorrow?
Yes, I'll see you
You gonna
again in the
Yeah?
morning.
All
Oh yeah. We
right.
get to talk
We'll
again.
we'll both be there. So
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thank you again, Lil
Oh,
Sook.
yeah.
And everyone, real quick, before you go, we have to say it's nice that you're here because I feel like we're friends now, right? We've spoken. You're easy to talk to. A lot of people, they come on this show and you tell them, you're like, all right, talk about your project. They're like, what should I say? It's like, what are you talking about? Like it's your project. But you did a great job. It was a fun conversation. We have a little announcement to make about the
Mm-hmm.
show. So in the future, if you'd like to come on again, maybe after the mint, we're going to start doing this live. And then
Mm-hmm.
taking the recording and posting it up on the podcast platforms just to get stuff out there. Web3 moves fast, right? We want it out there right
Mm-hmm.
away. So we're going to stream right to Twitter. And as CMDR told you earlier, he's a founder in 2 other projects and a co-host here. And it's a lot. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot on one person's plate, plus a regular day job on top of that. So unfortunately, he's going to be stepping away from the show
Oh.
for a bit. So we had a bunch of fun, and I'll let you talk on it, my friend. But we wanted to make an announcement because we've been getting a lot of messages from people about that they love the show having. I never had a co-host before. Over 100 episodes, it was just me, and then CMDR shows up, and everybody freaking loves it. And now he's leaving me. So
No. No. So like when we first started this, I was at home all the time. I took some time off so that I could focus on Angel and Lurkers, and Ken came to me with the idea of co-hosting WenMint, and I just could not tell him no. Like he's an amazing human being. He's great to work with. We've been talking literally every single day since he offered me the spot, and it was really hard to say no. But I went back to my regular fiat job, and that's basically 8 to 10 hours a day where I just do not have the capability of even being online because of what I do for a living. So it's become a little bit of a strain, I guess, on me and him. I'm not around enough to help him with the promotion and all that stuff, and it's not fair to him that I am not able to do that. So we talked last night, and we decided that this would be my last formal episode. We had some conversations about me coming back and being like a special guest and all that stuff for random episodes and stuff like that. But I love every one of you who has taken the time to come here and listen to us talk with each other. but it's just not the right time right now. So I'll be popping in every once in a while to bug the shit out of Ken. Don't worry about that. He's never going to know when it's going to happen. I'm just going to show up in the middle of a podcast one time and say penis or something
Jesus
like that.
This is a family show.
But yeah, I forgot this. Yeah, sorry, it's a Wendy's, not a Waffle House. My bad.
But and when CMDR says special guest, right? We don't say special. We say mentally challenged here. Okay, we try to do things properly. PC.
That's right. Yeah, but yeah, I got a WenMint shirt out of it though. No takesy backsies.
He did get a shirt. Oh, and that's another thing, people. Go to our merch store. All you got to do, go to Amazon, type in WenMint. It's cool, right? There's fun stuff. There's even pop sockets. I don't use them because I think they're insane, but there are pop sockets. If you'd like one, hoodies, t-shirts, all that fun stuff.
And just to get it on video, Ken, thank you for the opportunity, my friend. I really wish that things could have been different.
I feel like I'm getting broken
maybe
up
they
with.
can. No. I'll be in your DMs in like 5 minutes sending you foot pics. Don't worry about it. But no, I just want you to know that I appreciate you and the opportunity. You're an amazing friend, and you will continue to be so. And I love you, man.
Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Love you too. So there we go. There's CMDR's sign off. We're gonna do this again, right? It's not a big deal. He'll still be around. But thank you, Lil Sook, for letting us tell our listeners that it was. Sorry.
Hopefully, it wasn't too awkward for you.
Oh my God, who the fuck are these guys?
Heartwarming, so heartwarming. I mean, really happy to be on this episode specifically too. You know, it's very special for me.
It's going to be historic.
Yes,
it's going to be historic
because Lil Sappys will be historic. They'll be like, this is the first time Lil Sappys was on Spotify. Holy shit. People start selling the episode. But anyway, this was a lot of fun. So everyone, thank you again for joining us on WenMint, Cardano Culture, and NFTs. Don't forget, videos on Spotify. Subscribe to the show. Rate it, please. 5 stars now, because even though CMDR didn't comb his hair, it's his last episode.